Hey friends, Tim Easton here checking in from Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I appreciate you following and subscribing. Usually on Tuesdays, I drop songwriting content on here and that I'm working on new tunes. But this week, I've got something very special in part one of an interview, a cassette interview I did with an about to be very famous Beck Hansen back in 1994. Now, Beck and I were street musicians back in 1991 in Paris, and he documents that in an essay that he wrote for Annie Leibovitz's American Music book. And here it is, 1994. He's playing his first South by Southwest in March of that year, and he played it with Johnny Cash, and I was down there. We crossed paths then. I saw what was about to happen to him. I was noticing that it was about to happen to him and how he was dealing with it. And then 2 weeks later, he's scheduled to play the Distillery, Bernie's Bagels, a very tiny club in Columbus, Ohio. And we sat in my VW bus outside, not knowing that at that very time, an undiscovered Kurt Cobain's body lay in his apartment back in Seattle. He had taken his own life. The world was about to find out a couple days later. But here we are, gathered, talking. He's picking on my guitar a little bit. My friend Joe Cirillo is also there. And the three of us gathered and had a little conversation in the back of my VW bus. So enjoy this interview from 30 years ago on April 7th, 1994 with Beck.
All right, a little contact has been made. Talking to Beck, the band. They're all mad that they're playing this place. All right, man, we're at the Distillery.
Oh yeah.
The band's eating some dinner. Looks like Dana's Delight with croutons and some potatoes. Healthy portions of vinegar. We got some green peppers on there, some mushrooms, red onions. Beck, when's the last time you? Is this your first trip on the road? With the band?
First full American excursion.
When's the last time you changed your pants?
2 weeks.
2 weeks now? You been regular on this tour?
Been totally regular.
Been totally regular?
Yep.
That's good, man. That's good.
Our sound lady's been pumping us up.
Who's the sound
Papaya
lady?
pills.
Hey, Joe, come over here.
We've been keeping up regular.
You been are you gonna? I don't know, man. After this Bernie's food, I don't know how regular you're gonna be, but
Damn, potato skins.
So, what do you guys think of the size of the venue you're playing tonight?
It's like a wetsuit.
Bernie's?
Really tight.
Constricting.
Tight fit.
Tightest wetsuit in the Midwest.
Yeah.
It's been a meet for a while.
Yeah, we heard you guys are doing like a stadium tour of Canada this summer.
Totally.
They're going down?
What is that?
I like the chewing sounds are good for this.
What you got?
Hot 105.7.
Hot 105.7.
So what's up with the punk scene here?
The punk scene here. Is there a punk scene?
Yeah, freaking pizza. Well, I mean, Gaunt and
You got Gaunt and the New Bomb Turks. They've all played.
They're more like kind of like Boyd band, rock guitar.
You got Ron House, the godfather of the punk scene. Terry
You guys
Lane.
have riot girls here?
Sure. You got more.
Miss May 66.
We're like kind of a farm team town. Bigger towns. Probably the best band in this town right now is Scrawl.
Scrawl?
Scrawl. Marcy May, Sue Hershey, Dana Marshall.
Wasn't there a band called Squall from
Scrawl is this band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And gone.
They've been around for about like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. Are you guys going to go to Europe
In the fall.
in the fall? Are you going to hook up with the Lollapalooza thing?
Are they going to Europe?
Are you going to do the Lollapalooza?
No.
How come we didn't see you on MTV Spring Break?
Uh-huh. Yeah. We were feeling really sensitive that week. We couldn't be subjected to the fist pumping. The sun was too hot.
There was once a Beck Hansen that wrote a tune called MTV Makes Me Want to Smoke Crack. And is the band doing that song now?
Yeah, we did it last night.
All right. The money doling out.
Was this the buyout?
Yeah.
And they gave us free food?
Tune here? This is from Moo. From Moo magazine.
I've never heard of that.
So rather than play like a show here and somewhere else, you're gonna play two here.
Yeah.
Two at Bernie's.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Alright, dig this. This is a guy who writes for another paper here. And he says,
Shows tonight. Link opens the first one. That dog opens the second one. You all have to use back to foot. Can you do that? Is that cool? Is that cool, alright?
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. You gotta ask Tony.
Okay.
sounds good.
Yeah, so you might want to use Link's drums.
You might want to use Link's drums. Would you want to use Link's drums?
I'll play anything.
Would you mind if they used your drums? So where's Dave? Dave would rather. Would he mind if anyone else used his drums? You wouldn't mind using them.
I wouldn't mind.
I'll find him though.
Then you should ask Tony.
But yeah, we have to wait till Tony gets here. Okay. Really, I believe it. Dude, so you're cool with this 2:45 minutes time?
Fine.
What else can we do?
Hey?
Play naked outside.
Oh, Matt. One more thing.
Alright, play some tunes while I read you this, and don't get pissed. I'll get if I can deal with this, alright? First of all, this cat calls you Becky Wecky. Alright. Forget unrealistic. He's being facetious, pretentious, and false. You can't have it both ways. Being marketed from coast to coast, then performing in one of the smallest bohemian dives in town, Bernie's. I don't know. He's just like accusing you of all this rather than.
No, I don't want to play here. Coolest place to play. But I mean, yeah,
It's
I
just
am
a
realistic.
deli dive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's focusing a lot on you.
But also, he's got to look. This tour is booked 4 months before we even left town.
Exactly.
And when I left town, there was no video on MTV.
I know.
There was no shit.
I've yet to see that shit too. I've like seen it passing by, but I've never heard it. But
Like
the whole
if this thing didn't pan out, and I was playing the big rock place, nobody would come.
I know.
So we were just playing it really extra safe, you know.
He's just kind of a bitter person, but
Yeah.
you know.
I'm a bitter person too, but I try to like ignore that and try to be stupid so I can overcome that, because I think it's too easy to be bitter, you know.
Don't worry about it. One critic in this town gave more stars to the new Yes album than they did to your album.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautiful, man.
That's justice.
Justice, right. So after this, you're going down to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
When are you going to finally get back home?
End of the month.
Right.
We get 3 weeks off, and then we're doing the whole thing over again.
You live in LA?
Yeah, for better or worse.
I think
Probably for worse.
the last time I sent you a letter, it had
Yeah.
some tapes, and it got returned to sender. It had some of the songs that I recorded with you.
Oh shit, yeah. I moved around a lot.
Big man, I got an 8-track tape there.
That's so hot.
I got Patti Smith.
You got Patti Smith on 8-track?
Oh yeah.
I think I had a few. My roommate's got a Bee Gees Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
I got Fiddler in the Roof when I was in Texas, and it fucking broke.
Oh really?
A lot of it eats a lot of them. It ate my Flat and Scruggs, ate my fucking Fiddler on the Roof. Eats all the good ones. I had Ram too. It ate that. It wasn't that bad.
Wow.
But ridiculous, man. This cat, the washboard player, man. He would like to play tonight. If you're up for it, man. He's got a couple boards. He's just
Yeah,
a
I love
scrubber.
that.
He'll be around. At least it is fucking pouring.
Yeah, at least it's not raining. At least it's a nice day.
Oh, it was so harsh this winter here, man.
I know.
I had to leave. I spent a month in California.
Oh, you were there for a month?
I mean, I spent 2 weeks in California. I spent a month crossing the country and coming back, you know. And I got all this kind of premature spring, you know, warm weather. Because this was the hardest winter I've ever had in my life. It was freezing cold, and this thing doesn't have any heat, man.
It's so harsh, dude.
Oh, I had 2 blowouts
Character
too.
building.
I had one blowout coming into LA. This gig that Shane Blue had set up. And it was a blowout in the front left tire. Man, and I mean, it went all the way into the fast lane, man. It was like 6 lanes of traffic. I'd never been to LA before. It was like 6 fucking lanes coming in. And it was just like, it was unbelievable.
Right.
I just didn't know. I don't know that town, you know. And it was like, welcome to the fucking big world, because our gigs, there was no pay, you know. Like
Right.
2 gigs, no pay. San Francisco, both the gigs were paid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm supposed to, I guess, fucking ask you. I don't want to ask you questions about music and shit, though. It's
Oh, really?
weird. Well, I'm supposed to ask you for that magazine, but what am I going to say?
Yeah.
It's like I just rather, you know, I feel
What's your
awkward.
influences?
My
So
mom.
harsh. Yeah, I know. I always think, you know, that's such a conscious thing to think about, you know.
Yeah.
Like, today I'm going to be influenced by, you know.
A lampshade and Woody
Yeah.
Guthrie. And a
Yeah,
shuffle.
but if you say that, then they say, oh, you're just being, like, pretentious, you know.
Right.
I did an interview for this really bad sort of industry-oriented free newspaper that's pretty popular in LA, and this sort of magazine that I totally would make fun of ever since I was young. You know, it had all the ads of the hairbands in the back, and then they interviewed me, and I just said the most random things they could come up with. And then they got like 5 letters saying, who's this guy think he is? And, you know, coming and saying this shit, you know.
Right.
He definitely doesn't have intelligence to pull it off. You know, this shit.
What's
But it's like, yeah, but I mean, somebody's got to go in there and, you know, fuck up this magazine a little bit.
A little bit. This is only the 2nd issue. This magazine is coming out.
Oh, really?
What's up with your grandpa in Germany?
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
What was he making? Last time I heard he was making statues out of cigarette butts or sculptures out of
Yeah,
cigarette
he
butts.
gets he'll get, what he does, I've seen him do it. He gets a fruit crate, a wooden fruit crate.
Yeah.
And he gets the cardboard part of a toilet paper roll. And it assembles the skeleton of a woman.
Yeah.
And then covers the whole thing. Builds a sculpture of a woman, sort of the fertility symbol, which is, he bases all his art on the original oldest piece of art, which is the the Venus or the fertility figure.
And when's the last
He
time
makes
you
it
saw
all out of garbage and junk.
When's the last time you saw him?
Probably about 3 years ago.
The time you were in Europe last?
Yeah.
And are you going to go to Europe in the near future?
In the fall.
In the
Yeah.
fall. Hook up with him there?
Totally, yeah.
Is he in Germany or something? When I remember you told me before. You'll have to harass James a little bit over there, man.
Totally.
'Cause he's over there.
He's still over there.
He's over there cranking. You know, he was playing just some. He had some tapes, old tapes of your songs. You know, the old, ones, acoustic ones, the ones I have, like from Banjo Story. And he just cranking them at late night and just like laughing at the top of his lungs. He just loved it, and now I'm sure he's probably, if he's, I'm sure the tunes are over there. Some of them are over there now, so he probably is figuring it out. But it's fun.
I wonder what he thinks of the album. Not really.
What a character, man! Though he was just such a fucking character,
Totally
I remember
inspiring. Yeah.
But he just was like, he had so much dough.
Did he? I didn't know too much about what his scene was. I just knew that he had a really good wine.
How did you know him?
All these.
In France, he had very good wine. How did you know him? How did you know him before from L.A.?
There's a cafe in L.A. in Silver Lake that I used to play at for a long time. And,
what is Silver Lake?
It's sort of like East Hollywood.
Right.
East of Hollywood.
But is it a community of
Well, a lot of artists live there. Musicians and stuff. Sort of, if there can be a cool part of LA, it's sort of a place where people can live cheaply and there's not too many mini malls.
I got in and out of that town as fast as really as I could. The good.
I got stuck there. I'm still sort of stuck there.
Your folks live there? Is your mom live there?
Yeah, my mom was there. I spent my teenage years there. As soon as I turned 17, man, they saved it $60 on a Greyhound and went to New York. No turning back.
Right on.
Stayed there until I couldn't handle the winter.
I wish I had $60.
Yeah, I know.
This last trip, man, broke me so good, but it was so worth it because I was so destitute, so alone, traveling through. From San Diego, I saw my nieces and nephews, but leaving there, I was just completely lonely. I considered kidnapping this cat I found on the side of the road at one point, just going through the desert alone and screaming at the top of my lungs and, no one giving a shit. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
But it
is, yeah.
I haven't traveled yet with a whole band, back and forth, but
yeah, I've done so much rough, hard-ass road traveling. It's kind of amazing.
In Europe, it's just so different because there's so many kinds of trains and everything to do it on.
Yeah. Yeah, Europe, everything's sort of centralized and closer together. But here, you can get stuck in between the two places.
good fun traveling on it. When I crossed the country, man, part of it, on the way out there, I went with a folky cat who had a banjo. It was great. He would sit back here, and as we were crossing through, New Mexico, he'd have his banjo back here, and I'd just be up there with it.
You just picked him up?
No, I knew him from Prague, actually. He's a great, he's like, you know, there's different branches of young folksters or whatever that are playing folk music. He's, in your case, you know, you carried things a little more into the future and shit, and he was just straight ahead, like the old folk, you know. He loved Guthrie and those guys, but he never like took the song like Mexico and put it into his own thing. He just he was traditionalist, and he didn't experiment that much. But he's got a great voice, and he's a great
like
picker.
that for a long time.
Yeah, he's got a great voice, and he's a great picker, and he can, you know, he's got loads of songs. Yeah, Bill Hangley. But he just sat back. He was a great traveling companion because he just sat back here and picked his banjo, and I'd have that harness on, and we just, you know, pick tunes all the way across the country and through the desert on the way out. And it was beautiful.
It's great.
That was good.
Yeah, I was totally, I wouldn't play anything new. I wouldn't even listen to anything new for a while. But once I was living in New York, that whole scene just totally fucked me up. It was like guys running around singing Carter Family songs with like lyrics about barbecue potato chips and stuff.
What was that one guy with the funky name? He changed his name to something. He said he was your buddy, and then we read about him in a paper once when we were in France, and he said, yeah, he used to hang with that guy. He had like, he changed his name to something. He was a singer, he was...
Oh, Paleface?
Paleface,
yeah.
What's up with him these days?
I haven't seen him in years. We had a falling out, sort of. He was kind of an orderly guy. Sort of decided one day that he hated me. So I didn't try to change his mind, because he's really good at hating people. So.
The last letter...
No, he was a cool guy. He let me crash at his place for 3 months. He got so sick of me, he just threw me out.
The New York
kind of sick of me drinking all his beer and eating all his spaghetti. He's somebody I'd like to pay back. Payback.
The big payback.
The big payback.
Yeah, those times in France, I think I never ate so much spaghetti and drank so much wine. Yeah, that's all it was, the whole time. And going out.
How long were you there for?
I was there for a year. And you're right, the last letter you wrote me, you mentioned you were getting into rap music. And you also mentioned, you reminded me the story of the time that we went to fucking Morrison's grave and met these 3 women from Iceland.
Iceland, yeah.
Or they were icy anyways, but they were Nords of some kind. I just barely remembered. I remember we cooked them some spaghetti, and then we sat.
Them to drink the wine. Drink Coke.
And we sat around singing, you know, whatever. Let's go set something on fire or something
and they thought
like
we
that.
were insane, which we were. But
they were insane.
They were insane in the membrane.
They were insane and chilly at that.